Barbara Stewart.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. On behalf of New Zealand First, I rise to support the holiday's full recognition of Waitangi Day and Anzac Day Amendment Bill. New Zealand First is very pleased that this bill has now reached its final stages. We'd like to extend our congratulations to Dr David Clark for having achieved a real milestone with this bill. Very few opposition MPs ever have one of their bills pass into law from this side of the House. It's a very rare event, so we are very pleased. We're pleased too that there's widespread support on this side of the House for the whole bill, and we're very happy to share in Dr Clark's success. We are sure that there is some reluctant support across the other side of the House as well, from the national people, and I know their speeches have not had some really valid reasons as to why this bill should not be supported. Without a doubt, Mr Clark, or perhaps even Labour, will be on the minds of many Kiwis up and down the country on April the 25th, 2015, the very first day that this bill, the very first day that is affected by this legislation. Many won't remember or won't even care, but they'll be grateful for the Mondayisation of Anzac Day. Like the majority of New Zealanders, New Zealand First is really pleased to see this bill finally passing into law. As it currently stands, we believe that Waitangi Day and Anzac Day have been given a second-class status among our public holidays. It's simply not good enough. We've had Mondayisation of Christmas Day and New Year's Day, and there have been absolutely no problems whatsoever. So there should be no problems forthcoming with the Mondayisation of Anzac Day or Waitangi Day. These 2 days, amongst our annual holidays, stand out insofar as they are applicable to all New Zealanders, each and every one of us. Irrespective of background or creed, whether you grew here or flew here, these are the 2 days that mark us as New Zealanders, our 2 national days. We've heard right throughout the progression of this bill how much demand there is for the full recognition of these days. Research shows that over 80% of New Zealanders and the majority of businesses have welcomed Dr Clark's proposal in this bill. It makes sense, it provides consistency, it is a good deal for workers and businesses alike. And New Zealanders know this. The taxi driver that picked me up from the airport this week said that he can't wait for this bill to pass into law. So people are talking about it. They value the role that holidays have. I think it's realistic to say that New Zealanders don't work from 9 till 5 anymore, and this will help that work-life balance. Both Waitangi Day and Anzac Day, they won't have their symbolism eroded or their special character taken away by these changes. On the 6th of February, New Zealanders right throughout the country will mark the date of the signing of New Zealand's founding document. We will reflect on past injustices. We will further reflect on the reconciliation process and look to how we might best move forward as a united country and a united people. Waitangi Day is something that sets New Zealand apart. It is a day of recognition of the past, of hope for the future, and of unity. The mere fact that thousands of New Zealanders and expats in London come together on Waitangi Day to commemorate the occasion shows that even Kiwis overseas have got a really strong affinity for this day. How could Mondayisation, having an extra day off if Waitangi Day falls on the weekend, really pose a problem? The other important day that's affected by this legislation is Anzac Day, another one of our national days. It's a day on which we give thanks to those who paid the ultimate price protecting the liberties of New Zealanders and others. Next Thursday, we commemorate Anzac Day, and no doubt every single one of us in this House will attend an Anzac Day service. The Anzac experience brought about a really strong bond between New Zealand and Australia, recognising our common heritage, our geography and our way of life. An increasing number of people, and young people in particular, are now attending Anzac Day dawn ceremonies. I know I always attend my local service in my local town. They're eager to learn about the history, the symbolism, and share in the sense of camaraderie on Anzac Day. Many of these young New Zealanders proudly wear their great-grandfather's medals on their chest, pinned to their chest, very proud. It's very interesting to note that the same thing is happening in Australia. People, young and old, are actively engaged in commemorating their heroes. And all of this, despite the fact that in Australia they've already Mondayised Anzac Day with no detrimental effect whatsoever. Kiwis up and down the country knew that they were being robbed by a quirk of the system when they didn't get their 11 days of public holidays. And we always accepted it was a part of life. This bill is going to remedy this anomaly and streamline how we treat public holidays. 2 days out of every 7 years there will be the extra holiday. The tourism industry supports this bill. They can only see positive outcomes for this change as people will travel to other centres around New Zealand that they previously haven't travelled to or never had the time to actually travel to. Mr. Speaker, this bill has the support of workers, it has the support of businesses, it has the support of tourism, and it definitely has the support of New Zealand First. Thank you.
Dr. Cam Calder.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. It's a pleasure to rise and speak.